In the early 20th century, Tulsa, Oklahoma, was a symbol of black success. The Greenwood district, known across the nation as Black Wall Street, was one of the wealthiest black communities in America. It had banks, theaters, newspapers, doctors, lawyers, and thriving businesses. Yet in 1921, its prosperous community was nearly erased in one of the deadliest acts of racial violence in U.S. history, an event long buried, ignored, and denied. The massacre began with a rumor. On May 30th, 1921, a young black man named Dick Rowland entered an elevator operated by a white teenage girl, Sarah Page. Something happened. Perhaps Rowland tripped or brushed against her. Page screamed. Rowland fled. The next day, a local newspaper ran a sensational headline, accusing Rowland of assault. The paper also hinted at a lynching. That was enough. White mobs gathered outside the courthouse where Rowland was being held. Remembering countless lynchings across the South, Black World War I veterans armed themselves and went to the courthouse to protect him. Tensions exploded. A single gunshot rang out. Chaos followed. By nightfall on May 31st, white mobs, many of them deputized and armed by local authorities, marched toward Greenwood. They looted homes, set businesses on fire, and shot residents on sight. Entire city blocks burned. Families fled into the streets. Some hid in basements, others ran for their lives. What followed was not a riot, it was a massacre. Eyewitnesses later described planes flying overhead, dropping incendiary devices on black homes and businesses. Greenwood burned for hours. By morning, more than 35 square blocks had been destroyed. Churches, schools, hospitals, and nearly every business were gone. The death toll remains uncertain to this day. Official records listed around 36 deaths. But survivors and historians estimate the true number was far higher, possibly between 100 and 300 people, making it one of the bloodiest episodes of racial violence in American history. More than 10,000 black residents were left homeless. Survivors were rounded up at gunpoint and placed in internment-style detention centers. They could only leave if a white employer vouched for them. Instead of receiving aid, many were blamed for their own destruction. No white attacker was ever convicted. Insurance companies refused to pay claims, labeling the massacre a riot, which excluded coverage. City officials blocked rebuilding efforts. Greenwood residents tried to rebuild anyway, brick by brick, against enormous odds. Their resilience was extraordinary, but the damage was permanent. Perhaps most shocking is what happened next. Silence. For decades, the Tulsa Race Massacre was erased from textbooks, newspapers, and public memory. Survivors were threatened into silence. Records disappeared. Graves went unmarked. Many Americans grew up never hearing about Greenwood at all. It was not until the late 20th century that historians began uncovering the truth. In 2001, an official Oklahoma commission confirmed the massacre and its devastating impact. Yet reparations were never fully granted. Many descendants still live with the economic consequences of that destruction. The massacre destroyed more than buildings. It destroyed generational wealth. Greenwood had been proof that black Americans could thrive despite segregation. Its destruction sent a brutal message. Success would not be tolerated if it challenged white supremacy. Today, Tulsa stands as a warning and a reckoning. God, America often celebrates its progress while avoiding its crimes. The Tulsa Race Massacre exposes a darker reality, that racial violence was not an accident of history, but a tool used to enforce power. Remembering Greenwood is not about Shamit, is about truth. America's bloodiest massacre wasn't hidden because it was insignificant. It was hidden because it was too revealing.